Hello, Collective, and welcome to the Humble Sage. If you're new here, we welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you're returning, thank you for supporting my channel. You're very much appreciated. Today, Collective, I want to do an angel message. One of the cards already came out. However, I'm going to start with the Angels of Atlantis deck. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And it's a timeless message, so whenever it finds you, it's for you at that time. I Am Presence came out, Collective. Archangel Michael here. Yeah, you know what, Collective? This first card came out, I was going to carry on and realize, hang on a second, the cameras are on. The Eight of Cups here is very important when we look at I Am Presence, right? The lotus flower that they're holding in their hand he's literally looking at it, and with all this water around, the water is, in a sense, controlled, right? It's flowing, but it's still flowing in a direction. That is to say, it can be quantified in a sense. You understand yourself to a point that you've learned who you are and how your emotions work. And with I Am Presence, it's about being in that moment, not allowing external stimuli to affect you, perhaps as you once did, Collective, or perhaps as you understand how your emotions work, then you're not triggered by everything around you. Self-control. Let go and flow, Collective. Let's keep going. Let's see what else would like to come out. As this is a timeless message, Collective, it's for you at that time. However, if you are seeing this reading, excuse me, in December 2023, for us now it's Boxing Day, so I hope you had a fantastic Christmas, Collective, or whatever it is your culture follows. Either way, I hope you had a restful period. Not too stressful at the very least. We've got the star. Again, with the water. The flow of the water here, the flow of the energy of... Yeah, look at this, Collective. Look at how the water flows within these three cards. Here we've got balance, equilibrium. Here we've got healing and understanding your personality, your human state, right? But not being controlled by it. You see here with the lotus, it's like here you're able to feed into the lotus and feed into your heart at the same time, feeding into your spiritual self and also feeding into what emotionally fulfills you with no stress to go with it. You know, life doesn't need to be like that. A lot of the times, Collective, we can create scenarios in our mind that create more stress, right? That we think that there's some level of deceit around us. And there could quite very well be. But your wisdom is what is important here with this Ten of Pentacles. How the information or how situations may have came from Keta, they came from above, right? From source. And they made their way through the tree of life for you to understand at each Sephiroth what the lesson was to learn in the process. Right? The power of you is what is important. And that's not to be assertive over other people. We're not talking about, going through life with a level of grandiosity. What we're talking about is you understanding the strength of who you are and what you achieve in life. There are so many external stimuli, especially in the media, that teach us, and I say teach us because they're consistently drilling it into us, that there is chaos and drama. And we know that these things exist in the world, but they are calculated in the messages that they give to the masses. For example, a long time ago, I was in an old friend's house and it was early hours in the morning, we'd been out. And on the news, I think it was 3 or 4 a.m. BBC News. For the people who are not from the UK, that's one of our main channels. And they spoke about, they were in the Antarctic, I think. And the ozone layer had actually started healing itself. Now, they'd been down there for about a decade, and this was a long time. It wasn't just they popped down there. They'd been researching this for years. And I thought to myself, why didn't that make it to the main news? That's something that's crucial. But clearly not. Clearly that's not profitable enough. So you see, How within this realm, they profit from the ideas that they feed us. They profit from the sort of the negativity. And that can be such a strain on you, collective, whether it's a TV, the radio, the newspaper, what we tell ourselves even. Sometimes it isn't all as stressful as we may think. Especially at this time of year, we can take a step back and actually have this restful period and say, you know what? This is a time of year when everyone's finding relaxation, where the world generally at large is finding rest. Within Western cultures, at very least, you know, it's not to be naive at other people's cultures, and it's certainly not to look over the people who are in pain at the moment. The wars that are going on in the world is not to in any way overlook that or to put that to one side. These things are very real and they are happening. But on top of those things happening, do we have to then make ourselves feel less than? Do we also at the same time have to put ourselves down and tell ourselves that we're not good enough, or tell ourselves that we're inadequate for a person, a situation, the job that we want to do, the things that we love, because we're afraid of what people will say? Or does that matter? You know? It's not their life, it's not their existence, it's yours, collective. That said, the double-edged sword here is that it's also your responsibility to step away from what doesn't serve you, to heal aspects of you that you feel need to be healed, and at the same time take as much time as you may feel it does. Be kind to yourself, collective. Be so kind to yourself. You are so powerful, and what we give energy to builds. And that's something that the media certainly pushes into us. They push into us how broke we are, or how, making us feel as though we're behind other people in life. Not really. Everybody has issues of their own in life, and that's really what makes us human. That's really where oneness kicks in, is that we are humans. We all have a human mind. Everybody has their worries. Everybody has their struggles. So being kind to each other once in a while, frankly, some people may think of that as being weakness. Well, maybe they're just projecting their insecurities and hiding their own, what they may consider to be their weaknesses, as they see other people healing, and that's all right. It's not your responsibility to quantify what everybody else is thinking and what everybody else is doing. You are what is important, collective, because if you don't care for yourself, how can you ever care for other people? If you don't think about your own strength and what you've overcome, how can you celebrate yourself and then have the ability to celebrate other people and say, do you know what, actually, you've come a very long way, Mr. Joe Blogs or whoever it is. The moon here, present again. The moon here and here, these inner realms of emotion are what are important. Cancerian energy, Pisces energy. There's so much emotion here of how, and Sagittarius here, of how we perhaps would do better to just relax, look at ourselves and see life as a bit of an adventure. That we don't always have to be confined by what societal norms tell us that we must do, or indeed by what we tell ourselves that we must do in order to conform to what is acceptable. For me personally, I don't mind sharing this. Over the years when I was younger, when it came to qualifications, I did some, but I got a little bit lost in, because I never really knew what I wanted to do in life. I knew that I could do this, I knew I could do that, so I just kind of went with it. But I've just kind of got some qualifications that I'll probably never use again, when really that effort could have been put into doing one thing that I actually loved that would have nourished my soul. But these are all life lessons. I don't carry regret and think, poor me, or, that I'm a failure in any way. Not at all. No matter how much, there may be other people who might project that, and be like, well, look at Humble Sage and look how he's doing this, or look how he didn't do that. Or, it's like, well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We always have times at life when we are made to feel less than. Just think of that as being a trigger for you to heal, because that's nobody else's responsibility, collective. Your triggers are not anybody else's responsibility to fix or heal. And it takes an awareness, you know? an awareness to say, I need to fix this and that. And these things always come up. As I always say, collective, shadow work is a lifelong journey because there are 8 billion people. And the one universal truth really is that one constant is that there will always be change. So if there will always be change with 8 billion people, with an infinite number of circumstances, there will always be something that triggers us collective, always, right? Yeah. We work hard, with this prudence energy to build the realm that we want. Sometimes focusing on one thing that we're good at is what yield results in the future, which is really the now. Because really what we're feeding into are these new cycles, and the new cycles are what will create our tomorrow. You know, the Queen of Wands here in the center, someone here, collective, whoever I'm reading for, you are stepping out with your creativity and seeing it from a higher mind. This sunflower here reminds me of reaching for the stars, reaching for the sun, reaching for that energy, reaching for that nourishment. Your soul's nourishment, what you truly want to do and what feeds yourself. People change, collective. People change and grow and develop, and that's beautiful. If anybody tries to hold you into your past and in some way try to make out that you're in some way owed to your past, especially when you've already healed these things, why? Does that not show how much others are living in their past and how unhealed they might be? And that doesn't mean to say that they're less than or in any way that those people should be shunned. But if you know you've stepped forward in life and you've healed these aspects of yourself, these things that no longer serve you, then why would you need to be dragged back to that? You see my point, collective? There's nothing wrong in stepping forward and going for what you want in life. Especially here with construction of the universe, the Fool. Yeah, at the end, this final row here. The Three of Wands, the Fool, Strength, the Sun, and the Queen of Swords. Your universal truth here, being a truth speaker and being honest with yourself, exposes your healing. It exposes those deeper reaches of yourself that perhaps were stagnant in the past. Perhaps were a little bit murky, and you thought, "How am I going to do this? Is this job or is this whatever really for me?" But when you come to a realization that you have the willpower, the self healing, and this resilience here to step out into the world, all of a sudden your world becomes a lot brighter. Your world becomes a lot more the way that you want it to be because you realize that actually society or whoever held you back and made you believe that you should be this and you should do that. Well, what ifs, maybes, and coulda, woulda, shouldas, as Judge Judy says. Well, why would any of that really be of importance? Because you're an individual. If you want to travel, you travel. If you want to build a career, something different, something completely different. You want to start a family or you want to move or relocate, that's up to you, collective. You're well within your right to do that, and who is anybody else to hold you back? Look at the size of the planet. Why be confined in one place when you can really go for it? When we look at the high priestess here, this can be how your conscious mind connects with your subconscious mind. And with the realm of absolute here, someone here in the collective is most definitely doing that. You are most definitely reaching into those deeper, darker reaches and truly finding what it is you want to do and clearing out any debris, any negative karmic debris. Clearing your mind and finding that rest. Rest is so incredibly important. Collective, over the past 2 days, I found some fantastic rest, and I woke up feeling a bit guilty because I had a little nap in the day when I'd usually be busy. And I felt so rejuvenated. Rest when you can, collective. Maybe that's a message out there for somebody. There's nothing wrong with having a rest. There's nothing wrong with not being so busy, busy, busy. You're not failing because you're sitting down and having 5 minutes to yourself. There's nothing wrong that if, you spend your time not drinking or not partying and, the Christmas period you say, well, I'm going to have a little bevy there. What's wrong with that? Watch one of your favorite films, read one of your favorite books, or get stuck into something that you put aside. Certainly for me, I put a couple of books down that I really, really wanted to read, and that's part of my Christmas project collective. Is to sit down and relax and read. Sounds basic, but you know what? It's peaceful. A bit of lo-fi jazz in the background. Why not? Relax. Take time, collective. Take time. You know? Let's clarify a couple of these, collective. These changes that occur, collective, may come across as being a bit stingy at first, when, because that's difficult, isn't it? Because you're moving yourself into a whole new paradigm of who you want to be, whole new routine schedule, and that takes planning. It can take planning. In some cases, relaxation needs to be scheduled, particularly if you have a family or, you have other responsibilities, right? Responsibilities are not just a family. Responsibilities of a home, a job, qualifications, whatever it is you're working on in life. So sometimes these things need to be adjusted, but you can sit down and relax, collective. There are plenty of influencers who speak about different ways to learn, for example, or different ways to organize your day, depending on what your lifestyle is like, or what your personal preferences are. I've certainly found some benefit in that. Perhaps it's worth having a look. A quick look at this Eight of Cups. Yeah, the Page of Swords, collective. Seeing things from a standpoint of what am I creating in my world? How are my thoughts becoming things with the page here, this Page of Swords, right? Because the pages relate to the Malhut. So how do thoughts become things? How am I manifesting my truth into this realm? Which sometimes can be other people's truth. But with the ego here, seeing it from a higher mind is what is important. That's how we grow, that's how we build. And it takes as long as you need it to, collective. But certainly with the page here in the Malhut, for somebody I'm reading for, this looks like this is happening now, a change that you're observing in your realm now. And, congratulations to you. Congratulations may seem a bit far-fetched, but not really. It's difficult to step out of, old habits and thinking that you can't do anything else and feeling trapped. So when you step out of feeling trapped, it's so incredibly liberating here. You feel free. It's like, how was I so trapped in my mind in the past? Being free for yourself is awesome, you know? Let's have a look at this Queen of Wands. Seven of Pentacles, exactly. How adding energy and feeding, nourishing your soul, you can see, well, not all of these things worked out for me, were they for me? But these here, these two where the energy is actually touching, collective, these are really what are important, a new perspective on what is actually important to you. And yeah, with the sun here at the bottom of the deck. Let's have a look at the sun then. Perhaps that's a sign. The sun down here, collective. Turn this slightly so you can see. The Ten of Swords, yeah, reaching the end of a cycle. And the Lovers. This could speak about literal lovers, collective. And something's been alluded to say, well, freedom is freedom. You're free to do what it is you want to. If this is speaking about self-love or the choice here. This Lovers used to be the choice card with this Gemini energy. It can be looking at things from an intellectual standpoint. This is also Gemini energy with the Ten of Swords. Saying that things that no longer serve me, things that may have left me in detriment in the past, are no longer for me. And with the sun here looking with a new outlook, maybe it's a new outlook on a past lover. Perhaps it's a new outlook on how you love and care for yourself with the angel in the background and temperance here, finding that inner balance. That's beautiful, collective. That's so beautiful. You know, Holding others, we can think to ourselves about what other people are thinking. And, at the end of the day, sometimes we can just be free and know what we love and know who we love and say, look, the heart wants what the heart wants. But the universe has a plan. So we take a step back and nourish ourselves instead. It's perhaps the most mature thing to do in a situation. We can care for some people so deeply, collective, so deeply. But everyone has their own life. Everyone has their own existence, their own worries, their own responsibilities. To think to try to rush a situation or manipulate a situation, which nobody's above that. Certainly I'm not, collective. In the past, perhaps that used to just be the way that I thought that love looked like, you know? But these things can't be controlled. And isn't it much more beautiful when these things just flow? You know, allow people to be. And so you allow yourself to be. Less stress. And, you know, you hold those people or those things in your heart. You know? By doing so, that also helps a level of healing, not just for yourself, but for the situation and for others. You know? Some humanity, you know, some selflessness, but also, you know, self-love at the same time. Let's have a look at this Queen of Swords. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles on top of it. Your truth is what brought in this self-love collective, whoever I'm reading for here. And this could be for a masculine, it could be a feminine, someone who's transitioning. In tarot, you know, it's not about your physical gender. You know, we speak about polarities, right? And a lot of this is speaking about your inner realm here. You know, with this feminine energy, it's speaking about, you know, how we respond to external stimuli, and that always starts from within. But something good may be coming in for you, collective, here with the wheel here. You know, it's Jupiterian energy, and this reading so far has spoken about how whoever I'm doing a reading for here, whoever's watching this, that this is relating to how you are developing and growing, and therefore with the Jupiterian energy and your communication, right? This can speak about your intrapersonal communication. What could be that communication is coming for you externally? But so far, what we've looked at is your personal resilience and how you've reached into your soul state, how you're actually able to look at who are you truly and not what other people think that you are, and how their opinion creates who we think we are. No, we are a unique being. We each of us are collective. You are unique. Embrace that. Embrace your uniqueness. You know, embrace that you are a wild being, a wild animal that's kind of caged by society, right? Societal norms. You can be free. You can be free. Run wild, collective. Yeah, the Fool just fell out here on top of Strength, and the Fool's next to it. Right? This is certainly, you know, someone's finding a new journey by having that introspection, by having that resilience, that self-resilience, you know, self-reliance even. Exactly. Look at how the light is shining on this person's head, this enlightening moment of freedom. That there's no need to force a situation. There's no need to force self or force others or control everything. You know, instead, be free. Let the universe, like I always said, let the universe deal with it. Let the universe flow. And you'll see your manifestations flow so much more quickly around you, collective, because you have peace. You know, you have peace. Let's have a look at the Fool as that came out. Yeah, your intuition here, the sword of knowledge and the sword of truth. Or the sword of knowledge and the sword of wisdom, even. This butterfly up here can speak about how you're exiting perhaps a dark mental state and stepping out with this newfound passion, with this cup of fire here, as we saw in this. And we see the creation here with Sagittarius. You know, that instead you're saying, well, actually, this is my truth. And being guided by angels, ancestors, and spirit guides here is what is important. You know, flow with it. Having an awareness of your environment is what helps you to have more of an awareness of yourself. Look at the Ten of Pentacles, collective. Let's have a look. The Seven of Wands, yeah. You can defend what it is that you want in life. You don't have to be, indeed, why? Why should you have to defend from other people what it is you want in life, whatever this manifestation is for you? Your personal wisdom is what is important, and that's what drives you forward here. That's what keeps you in alignment, keeps you to have a level of integrity within your own world. You feel so much more free, collective. So much more free. At the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Five of Pentacles. You know, indeed, what I just said about this can be divine revelation. It's not always being left out in the cold, and if it is, it's because there is something for you. The universe is guiding you in a different direction. The universe is saying we can't control everything. Instead, listen to us, you know? Follow what the universe has to say. Follow what your truth is in this realm. Wow. I'm going to get one of these advice cards collected. One of these unicorn cards. You just sort of follow your dreams at the bottom of the deck there. Let's have a look. Family harmony. So this can speak about perhaps you do have family harmony at the moment, collective. Perhaps this is also speaking about being in alignment with your angels and ancestors and they're guiding you at this time. One more card. Environmental awareness. Like I said, your triggers, collective, and how those external stimuli, how it affects you in some way. And then finally, laughter and miracle healing. Yeah, perhaps it is here collective with these two, awakening your true self at the bottom of the deck. Right? Perhaps with laughter and miracle healing, what we're looking at here is sometimes a good laugh and just having some ease with life. You know, for anybody who has been feeling a bit down recently, or whenever you do in life, I'll say this to you, a little bit of comedy, collective, goes a long, long way. Oh my gosh, it goes a long way. Even if it's just a short, so maybe it's like 30 seconds of some fool who thinks it's a good idea to get a scooter and jump off a roof, and you're just like, no, mate, that's, never mind, he's done it now. Oh, and like he literally face plants the pool, like the side of the pool, not even in the water, and it's like, nah, mate, that wasn't going to go well, was it? You know, these little things in life. No, it doesn't always have to be so serious and so grr, arg. You know, sometimes life can just be a little lighter if we just allow it to be. You know? I don't know, that one just came with the collective. There's something I watched the other day as well. Anyway, collective, thank you indeed for being present here with me today. And if you are watching this over the holiday season, no matter what your beliefs are, I hope that you've had, at very least, a relaxing time and you've had some time to find peace within yourself, you know? So thank you for joining me, collective. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I've put the details in the description box below. Thank you for joining me, and always, please, take care of yourselves.